Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well and have had a good weekend stitching. So I wanted to show you first how I got on today, well yesterday it was, when I stitched one of my leaves. I'm really happy with how this one has turned out. I feel like I've got the shading a lot better than on the previous leaf. I was going to go on to the next leaf, but I realised that I needed to move the frame, and I thought it's still in quite a good place, the frame, for some of the other things we're going to be doing on this section. So I haven't moved the frame yet, but we will do that leaf eventually. But we're going to be going on to this third leaf, which I don't know about you, I find it looks a bit like a wave. In my head it says leaf, but I'm like, it looks like a wave. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I'm really excited to start doing it because the colours look gorgeous, and it's still long and short stitch, which is a stitch I like doing. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but I really enjoy doing long and short because I know it. But it's 3 colours, and when I've read the instructions and looked at the pictures in the instructions which Georgie has drawn, it makes it shows that it's slightly different but still makes a lot of sense. So I'm really excited to start. So the first thing we're going to do is, from the instructions, is I'm going to move the frame, so we're going to work from the tip down to the base of the leaf, and we're going to start with this top little bit. So I've got my double thread in this lovely blue colour, and we're going to come up here and then go over the top in the first colour. What I'm going to do is just put that first one in just to get the right direction, because I like to follow the lines which are on the linen just to get the right direction, because that's what I found really helpful on here to get the shading and the direction of the leaf. It looks a lot better than some of the other ones that I've done in previous designs. So it's just long and short stitch which we're doing. Come up and then over the blue line. I think I'm getting slightly better at remembering to go over the blue line, although I can see bits in this leaf here where I haven't maybe gone over enough. But that's something we can sort out near at the end when I'm making it all look nice and perfect. Just realised I've been doing it one-handed, and this leaf I did all two-handed. I can't believe I forgot. So we're going to start now doing the two-handed stitching. So Philippa will be pleased to see that I noticed and I've changed it. Because even though it took me a lot longer doing it 2-stitch for this leaf, I think part of the reason it looks better is because I took Philippa's advice. And maybe it's better because I slowed down as well, because we don't need to rush these things. So that's the first colour done. And I get this last stitch in there. We can just put another one in here just to make it nice and full. Put a long one in. There we go. So that's the first colour. Thank you for that, Arthur. Arthur's just been for a walk, and after last week's lovely heat wave, it's now very wet in Appleby, so he's slightly smelly as well. Right, on to the second colour now, which I will just check the stitch chart, is 156. Oh, we've got 3 colours. I'd forgotten about there being 3 colours. So the next 2 colours are in single thread. So I will get those and we will start on that next. So we're just coming up with the second colour. So you're going to come up there, get this back on, like that. Now we're just going to come down here. I like to start in the middle one sometimes, but I've done that at the wrong angle. So I'm just going to quickly take this back up, because I found when I saw it with the cuckoo and with the stag, when you get one slightly out, it does stick out sometimes. But I don't know if that's just because you're aware of it, because you've made, I don't want to say the mistake because it's not a mistake. Well, it is, but so a bit like when we did the stag's belly, this is in 3 colours as well, but the colours are so similar because they're only 1 shade difference. We did 155 and then this is 156. And I really like these blue colours. Whenever I'm packing a kit with these colours in, I always feel very happy when they're next to each other and you've got a few together. It just looks nice. I think that's why I enjoy packing these kits so much, because they all are very visually pleasing when you're packing them and when you're stitching them. I think I need to come up maybe a bit more because we have got a 3rd colour coming in. So I'll do that from here and then we'll go back and put some more in here. Because I do find my better shading stitches are when I really do come right up into it. I don't know if that's right, but Philippa hasn't told me it's not right. So we're gonna come. It's almost like painting with watercolours, this, but with having the colours so similar and you're just building it up. Oh, I've lost the thread. You're just building up the shades, and it is that gradual shading which, when I've seen Philippa's like stitches, what are the word? What's the word? Pieces, that's the word. That's what makes them so spectacular, I always think. Is it is that really gradual. Today we're just going to do this section of the leaf in this section, because when we get to this section, I've just read the instructions and it seems more complicated, and I think I need to read the instructions again before I get started, because there's 3/4 stitches in there as well, and I'm not 100% sure what that means, so I think I might go and watch the long and short stitching video of Philippa's again and see if she mentions that. And if she does, we will put that on tomorrow's video, because she will be much better at explaining it than me. I still get confused with size of things. You can tell that I've done it. Every so often I just struggle to get it to come up, and I don't know why. Oh, and I've lost my thread again. We can tell it's coming to an end, this thread. But we should just have enough. Put one more in there. I'll just go with this one. Then we're going to go into the final colour. I'm just going to put my casting off stitch in here. So we're going to go on to the final colour, which is 158. So that will just be a little bit at the bottom before we go into the next one. We've just got the final colour. I'm going to use this one to make sure I've got all of these bits at the bottom covered, and we've got no linen coming through. As beautiful as the linen is. I quite like that this design's got a lot of more outliney pieces, as well as the filled in. I think that's the first time on the kits that I've done where it's since the red rabbit where there's a lot of outline. So for this one I'm trying not to do too big a stitches. I felt like Arthur wanted to add something then. Do much smaller stitches. I always find it a bit hard when you get to the third colour because there's so much to come through already. Did that one quite big, but I'm sure it'll be okay. It adds to the effect. Yeah, 'cause I've got a bit of a gap here, which we can fill with this lovely dark colour. And I'll just do some more on this side, just because we haven't really got. And there we have the first one. I'd say that that's done. So I'm just going to put my little seeds and stitch in here again. So I'm really happy with the shading on that. I love these colours, these are some of my favourite colours, but I think it looks really nice. So it's the same colours for the second little bit, so I'm going to do that this afternoon. So tomorrow when we come back together to stitch, we're going to move on to doing this bit. So just here, which is where it gets a little bit different, a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to go back and watch Philippa's video, which we will share tomorrow, and then we'll get started.